Hello, friends. It's been a week. Yeah, I thought I would just do a little quick how my week's been. That was the question I asked myself last week. I wanted a report. When it's just all laid out in front of you, you have no idea what it's going to look like. So it is really nice now to be a week out and I'm looking back. Because it's been, surgery and recovery and slow process. But when you look back at a week, it doesn't seem so slow. Last Wednesday, about this time, today's November 14th, 2018. And I was just in recovery this time last week. My surgery was at 9, and it's 11:15 now. I think my surgery went so maybe I was just getting into recovery. Went about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't really know. I barely remember kind of blinking my eyes in the recovery room as then they wheeled me back to what would be my room, where I guess my family, my mom and dad and son were there. My daughter took me to the hospital, and she's so precious. She's 22, and she got me there and helped me get all checked in. And then the rest of the mom and dad and my son, my older daughter couldn't come. And she's been sick, so I haven't been able to even see her very much, just briefly. But she's been afraid to be around me too much so that I wouldn't catch her cold or whatever she has. Anyway, got to the hospital, got checked in, walked myself to the operating room. That was kind of weird. And surgery went great. Woke up in my room a little later, again, very just kind of blinks and barely remember for quite a while really much of anything. I was pretty out of it, I guess, for several hours. And then, kind of talking to my family. My son took a lot of videos because I was pretty loopy, pretty out of it, and just wanted to sleep a lot. Sometime late afternoon, not sure exactly when, they came to help me go to the bathroom and walk. That was hilarious. I could hardly move. There's a really funny video of me just laying my head down on the IV unit as we were trying to walk down the hall, and I didn't walk very far at all, but they had butterflies hanging in the ceilings, and it was like your goal was to get to this butterfly and then move on to the next butterfly. So I did. I got 3 butterflies. Back to the room, went to the bathroom, and I think later, maybe late in the evening that night, I did walk maybe once around the whole floor. My daughter came in that evening, and she ended up staying with me all night. But the night they're in the room, they got her a nice recliner, and she just snuggled up. I remember particularly vividly that day being so thirsty, like beyond description thirsty, and all I could have were ice chips, and I had to go really slow with the ice chips. I was so thirsty, just dried out all through. And the ice chips kind of barely felt like they touched it, but I couldn't have anything. The next morning, though, I got to have, I don't remember. I do not remember what I had, but I guess it was some clear liquids of some sort. Probably some broth. I don't remember. And that was Thursday, and I did not feel very good. I was in pain, a lot more pain that day. And the surgeon had told me that she put a lot of something that numbed me on the inside in before she finished up the surgery. And that's why I hadn't felt much pain. I had just felt loopy on Wednesday and Thursday. So those were my things on Wednesday, sorry. Then on Thursday, I started feeling pain. So I started taking pain meds and walked quite a bit more. Mom and Dad were there. My son went back to school that day. My daughter was at work. My other daughter, of course, is sick. And then that evening, that afternoon, I also remember on the day of my surgery when my best friend stopped by, but again, barely remember it. And she brought me this really pretty orange mum. Orange is my favorite color, with a beautiful, beautiful bow on it. And then, so the next day, another very close friend of mine stopped by with some pretty flowers, and we talked for 20 minutes or so. It was good to see their faces. And my daughter spent the night with me again. Didn't know I would stay 2 nights, but I did, and they started me on some mushy food. I had some oatmeal and some mashed potatoes. I remember those tasted really good. Again, we're talking just such a small amount, but it didn't matter. It was like almost like a full meal to me. You just take your time eating it. It was fine. I had to drink a lot more water, and you don't get to drink much of anything else, obviously, you know that night. But the next day, thought I would just be feeling a lot better. That was Friday, and I didn't. I did not sleep well the second night. I did not wake up feeling good. So I walked, did some pain meds, and then I just knocked out in my hospital room. My parents came again, and I almost slept all day. I got up and would walk and think I was about ready to go home. You know, I'm getting ready to go home, and I would just sleep. But finally, the doctor came in, and this was hospitalist. He was like, "Do you want to go home? Do you think you should go home?" And I wanted to go home. I said, "If you think I can, I would like to." So yeah, I was groggy and kind of out of it, but I could be groggy and out of it at home. So that's what we did. I came on home that evening, Friday evening, about 5. And kind of the next couple of days are a little bit of a blur, just to not feel good, not at all. I'd just been binging TV and sitting in a recliner in the living room with the fireplace on, and people come in and out with me. Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Of course, I had the kids with me most of the time on Saturday and Sunday, and a couple of my friends stopped by. Close friend was here with me a few hours on Sunday. I fell asleep before she left, so just pretty out of it. But what's today? Monday was bad. Everything I put in my mouth just was disgusting to me. It was emotional. I've been emotional, and it's got to get better than this. I was a little panicky about it, but powered through. Next day, yesterday, woke up and felt quite a bit better. So that was the turning point. Feel really bad, and then you feel better. So slowly my mind's now getting pretty bored and restless, ready to get on with life, but my body's still not ready. So just got out of the shower. First time I put some general makeup on, and that's about it for the day. I'm gonna go back out and relax, and my son will be home in a couple hours, and just still don't feel like doing anything too ambitious, but I bet tomorrow will be better. The big news about the weight loss is 15 pounds this week. Can you even? 15 pounds. My body's probably just worn out just from losing all that weight. So, okay, here we go. Next Wednesday when I check in, it's my birthday. And I think the kids are going to all come, and we're going to decorate the Christmas tree for my birthday, since I'm not really want to go out to a fancy restaurant, which is what we normally do. And then Thanksgiving's the next day. So, a lot to be thankful for. Still a lot of unknowns, still kind of edgy emotionally, and Thankful. Thankful. So my question for next week, I don't really know at this point, because I think I'm just trying to get through another week. It's going to really be kind of like, how much better do I feel? How much energy do I have? How I'm more kind of just taking it all in stride. I'm hoping to hit my stride by this time next week, because after that, back to work. Can't wait. Okay, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you next week.